cleaned my glasses, but no, it's not.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Elena,
Hello.
Dana, thank you so much for joining my page today, and my audience will love to hear from you today. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Oh, yes, it's Friday. And
It
it's
is
spring.
Friday.
Doesn't feel springy here, but it's nice.
What's the temperature there?
Today actually is not so bad. It's 19.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just it this morning started off. Dana and I are both in Ontario. Well, we're all in Ontario. Sorry.
Tokyo.
Yes.
But
So
it started this
thank you
morning.
for joining. And those who are watching us live or those who will watch us later, we are three powerful ladies here, all social media marketers. Just in case you don't know what we do high ticket affiliate marketing, basically connecting customers to the companies. Don't deal with products. Customers deal with the companies. Companies sell product to the customer. We get the commission. So companies avoid doing marketing or doing advertising. We do the connection, and that's why we get paid. We deal with high valued companies, reputable companies, world known companies that have been dealing with 40, 50 different countries. And because we do high value clients, high value products, our commissions are heavier as well. And that's what we want. We don't want to waste time with little amount, because the return of investment of time is precious. So we want our time to be valued. So that's what we all do. And if you think that are we a team, is it pyramid, is it anything of that sort? No. Me have no relation with Elena. Elena have no relation with Jana. None of us have any financial strings attached. So we are all individual business owners, completely separate, sole proprietor, or some have corporations. We run our own business. When you see us together, it's about the community. That's where we share and care with each other, learn from each other, whether it's content creation, whether it's ad, attraction, platforms. I use mostly Facebook. Dana use some other platform, which we are going to discuss. That's why you see us together, because we grow together, but no financial ties. Coming to our main topic. Thank you so much. Dana, if you can introduce yourself.
Oh, yes, definitely. And thank you, Chatali, for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. So I'm very happy to be on your page today. I think it's the first time on your page, but at least on this format. I'm Dana. I'm by profession an IT manager, so I still work full time. I'm also a mom, a wife, and I'm also a business owner, as you already said. I'm originally from Romania, but I'm living in Ontario, Canada for over 25 years now. And yeah, happy to be here and to share from my experience and,
Thank you.
to have a chat.
Thank you so much. Elena.
Hi, thank you so much, Shatala. It's so nice to be with you two. You're both a breath of fresh air and very inspiring. Yes, I too am a daughter, a mom, a wife, and a grandmother. So Nana, and we say Nana. So my profession is bookkeeping. I'm semi-retired from bookkeeping. I do have the aging parents that I do take care of. And I also am a digital business owner as well, which really helps me with my time management and financial independence. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I think it's very inspiring to see you, Elena, to make people understand that social media is not for the Gen Z or the Gen X. It's for, I don't even know what gen I belong to, but and you belong to it's for all of us, right? So
Yeah.
whether it's your age or whether it's your accent, where are you from, does not matter. Everybody can do this business because the world is digital. Everybody's buying things online. Why will I not have my presence online? Since you said about retirement, that is what I want to touch base. When people think about retirement, they have a plan. This is what retirement means. What did you visualize as retirement when we were a child? What do you mean by retirement? Think.
Oh, well, I actually wrote down some things that I was thinking about. What I thought of retirement, you want me to visualize it as I was a child, was that I would think of being in Tuscany, and enjoying enjoying my days on the sunny beaches. That was then.
That was then. So retirement is basically out of job and you enjoy the sunny beaches. What have been your reality now? Is that as cool and easy what people think of retirement?
Well, I'm not totally retired. But I'm thinking along that line, and I haven't reached that age yet, Chitali. Just because
there is no age for retirement now, and
that's right.
That is what I see. Like there is no retirement
No.
age, which is good and bad at one point.
Yes.
I feel people don't plan retirement because normally when people think of retirement is like, okay, I have no job. Now it's just to stay home and, remainder of the life. And the remainder life was before you retire at 60 and 80 was too old.
Yes.
But now 80 is the young 40, right?
And now there's people that are retiring even earlier than that. And
yeah.
then, so because of this business. But to answer your question, in reality, I'm now traveling to my imagination. Okay, so I may get there, but I'm not there yet to Tuscany, but I am traveling to these beaches in small segments of time when
Absolutely.
I can, which is unscheduled, which is awesome. That's the point of retirement.
Because that's what I loved, as you said, unscheduled. Is that unscheduled because you are in this business where there is no schedule?
Exactly.
How is this business contributing it?
That was a little bit of my pet peeve when I was working, the job, is that I had to ask for permission. Can I have, or can I pick these 2 weeks or whatever? And had to, and it was like, no, I want to be able to go when I can, and of course my husband and I are 2 different schedules. So I kind of felt torn between my husband and my job. So I thought, no, I want to be independent.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I think you're such an inspiration for people to know that you are a digital marketer, you're a social media marketer right now, and learning with all the social medias, which even me, I wasn't brought up with social media or TikTok or Reels or whatnot. It's not that we dance on the floor there, but navigating those platforms itself is important. Dana, I'm going to ask you to answer because I think I chose this very strategically because one is semi-retired and you're full-time working. You working full-time and managing this business, how do you manage time or juggle between the two?
Well,
and also a tail question with that. Which one do you enjoy the most?
That's even an easier question. Hey, you picked easy questions for me. I like you. Yeah, it's actually not so hard. And now looking back, because that was one of my worries, right? I always kind of wanted something more than my business. We all dream of having something that will, a side hustle or something that will give you that extra income. That maybe you are your own boss, right? Those dreams. But I always thought like, oh, I have to, leave my job to start doing that. I cannot do that because I still need my income. So that's why for me, I was always like, I had kids, I had my job, I cannot leave the job. And then I found this and I realized like, well, you can have a business and run it only like an hour here, an hour there, 5 minutes here, there, right? You don't have to be for hours somewhere. You decide when to work, how much time you put. Some days I can put 5 minutes, I put 5 minutes. Some days I can put 5 hours, I'm happy to put 5 hours. And that takes me to the second question. Definitely, I find some new passion with this business. I didn't realize that I like being creative. I like being, out there and trying new things. I was always thinking of as myself as very technical. I like coding. I like doing, technical things. I'm not good at being creative. And I discovered like, hey, doing all this, online marketing and social media, you have to be creative, right? You don't necessarily have to be trendy. You can copy, you have a lot of inspiration, but you have to have your own creativity. You have to find your own voice. And I found that I love that. I don't have enough hour in the day to to use all the ideas that I have in my mind, and that's my biggest problem right now, having enough time to spend on doing all this stuff. Almost like a kid, playing. I'm always in my playing mood when I do all this stuff, and I want to try new things. So definitely love that part. And if I can do this for the rest of, and
Rest
I
of
was
your
always
life.
thinking, exactly, I was always thinking, hey, I want to retire early. Definitely, I want to retire early, so I don't want to wait until my 60, 70. I don't even know what the age of retirement officially is now. From my job, yes, I would retire, but then from this type of work, I would love doing it for as long as
You can.
I can,
It
because it's,
is very addictive. It is very
yeah,
addictive. And that's
yeah,
what I found as well when I joined. Like, you start doing all these things, you just take out your passion and creativity.
exactly.
Talking about time and, how, Dana, you said business, you never thought of you can do this job and business together. Elena, if you were to give an advice to a 21-year-old Elena, your 21-year-old self, what advice would you give?
I would say live in the moment. Don't worry too much about, the mortgage, the bills. I say that now, right? Because
It's
then,
past.
right? It's past. But when I think about it, and that's because I think maybe it's our culture, and my background is Italian, and my parents are always like, pay the mortgage. And we didn't live. We did not live. If we wanted to buy a bigger TV, no, that payment has to go to the mortgage. So this is why I'm saying to live in the moment, to live, not to live for okay, you need your shelter and stuff like that, but you don't want to live for that. You want to live and enjoy life, right? Take that
Absolutely.
vacation. So that's what, I see that, like you said about the Gen X or the millenniums, they definitely do that. They definitely live for today.
100%. Because they realize the life is short and you cannot really keep pushing things because you don't know. And that actually brings me to a question which I'm going to ask Dana. Dana, do you think, or why do you think, or have you ever met a rich, wealthy teacher? Or all the wealthy people that you know, do you know are anybody who's a teacher? Normally not, right? What do you think? Why are teachers not rich? I was
Yeah,
actually thinking that the other day. Why are teachers not rich? There is a reason why teachers are not rich.
I think it's actually so sad that our teachers are not rich, because if you are thinking of the impact that they have on the future, on the people around them, they should be the best paid, people out there, not the IT managers, not the managers of the corporations, but the teachers, because they are the ones who are molding the minds of younger kids, of our kids. And
Yeah, true,
definitely,
one
you don't
way.
want them stressed, right? You want them to be focused on love what they do. And we all know, if you are well paid, you kind of enjoy it a bit more because you are not so worried about, the day of tomorrow. If you are worrying about your bills, you may not enjoy so much what you are doing. So I think they should be paid. Why they are not paid? I don't know. I think that's
No,
how
they're
society.
paid.
They're
Teachers are
paid.
paid
They
well.
got
It's
good
not
pensions.
about them. They have,
I
but they are paid well. But where I came from this question, because I was watching Robert Kiyosaki, and he's like, teachers are not rich, and that's why most people are not rich, because the teachers teach what? Just what Elena said: save, right? Get a good grade, get a good job, save. They don't teach us to invest. And when we say invest, it's not investing money, it's also investing time, investing in yourself to grow and develop. So because teachers don't have that mindset, they don't teach us that way, and none of us grow that way. So all we come up with, look for a good salary, right? And with a good salary is like, okay, good salary means good taxes, and then you have really little left. The only people who enjoy life is people, whoever has business. So whether you go to celebrities or even the richest person in the world, no person in the world is salaried person. Do you agree, Alina?
To a degree.
Salaried wealthy.
Well, because, I mean, to say that, you have a business that you're rich, not necessarily. There's a lot of work involved, and that's also in this business too. If you don't put, time into your business, it's not going to grow on its own. I mean, you have to be really, really lucky that, your business shoots off like crazy.
Yeah, any business needs effort.
Right. But
For sure.
like I agree with what you're saying is, with teachers, the way I look at it, they are wealthy in a sense of full of knowledge and wisdom.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the part of wealth that I see in teachers.
Yes, of course. So we are talking about financial wealth.
Financial,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So I think that's so talking about teachers and wealth and the students and how we grow up. Dana, if you want to change one thing, or forget that, if you want to teach your child one thing about financial literacy, what would you teach? Or career?
Yeah. Oh, that's a hard
Or one advice that you would give, which you probably didn't get, if you think that way.
I think and that kind of takes me back to the teachers, because I feel like that's something that maybe the society or the institution of education it's not always, they teach you what they know, right? Each teacher will teach you what they know, which I don't think is right. They should teach you to be curious, to ask questions that they don't know the answers, to be greedy with your mind, and to not be afraid, right? I feel like the teachers, or at least my teachers, were always teaching what they know, and you cannot, if you make a mistake, you are not always encouraged to keep going. You'll find a way, right? You are immediately punished with a bad mark or with something. So maybe that's the mindset that we need the teacher to have. Right? And that's what I always, and I tell my kids, right? Be curious, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and be greedy to gain whatever it is, right? Don't be afraid to keep going and asking.
I think you nailed the point. The biggest point is our teachers teaches us, or as parents, we teach children, don't do mistake. You cannot be mistake. You have to be perfect. And that's why we teach them so much of perfectionism and thinking to be perfect. They don't take any bold step. They're not independent, and the life, that's why, is never perfect, right? We never allowed them to fail. Alina, coming back to you, because you have grandkids, what would any teaching that you would tell your grandkids not to do or think differently than what your parents told you?
Yeah, I would say be more positive, be more selective. It's, we always grew up with either be a teacher, a lawyer, or what's the third one?
Doctor or engineer.
Engineer, but shoot for the moon. And like, I love that statement, shoot for the moon and land on the stars. Just expand your horizons, go out there and try different fields, because there's so much out there to explore. Like, don't shy away from anything, like we mentioned before. Going back to teachers, for example, they teach us what they know, and that's what our parents did, right? They taught us what they thought is best for us. And don't change yourself. I always tell my grandkids, actually they tell me, like, I'm shocked with what they come up with. It's like, why, Nana? Why do you have to? Why? You have a choice,
Yeah, that's the generation. That's the generation we are in. Talking about generation, Elena, now that you're a social media creator, content creator, have you ever felt that you're in competition with the young generation for content creation?
No, actually, I think sometimes I teach them, although I'm not tech savvy. It's like, at first, I got to say, I was a little bit, apprehensive, just dabbling into social media, because my generation, we're just not, like, what am I, the baby boomers? So, we have to learn. But no, I think I found it that I was teaching them, and which is great.
Absolutely.
I guess a little bit of a challenge for both of us. Who can do better? Yeah, I guess that would be a competition.
But I'm pretty sure you're enjoying that in this business, because that's what keeps all of us, as Dana said, right, taking out our creativity.
Yes, and
Wonderful.
it's refreshing to know that I can teach my grandson some social media, or vice versa, because they're very good with their little fingers, just tapping and everything, right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dana, coming back to this creativity, etc., just from this business, there's a lot of development we have. I personally have a lot of personal development. Can you identify any one skill that you honed and you sharpened and you have excelled and elevated starting this business, which you were not that good if you were not in the business?
Oh yeah, I think it's I'm always debating with, I think, confidence, definitely. It forced myself to put myself out there more than I thought I would do. And I gained so much confidence at the beginning. And with that comes, oh, what other would think. And I realized, like, suddenly I don't care who sees my post, who sees this live, what they think about it. It's like I decided to do it, and that's all it matters. At the beginning, or not even before starting the business, I wouldn't post anything without, well, true, I would post maybe a picture with my family for my family in Romania to see it once a year. And I still think, oh, who else would see it? What they would think? Is this, is my face like that? Or is my face like that? Also, now it's like, oh, I am so confident that whatever I put there, it's me, I decide, and I could care less of anything else. So definitely
Love it.
confident.
Love it. What about you, Elena? Besides
definitely,
confidence.
yeah, no,
Confidence is definitely besides
that,
that.
yeah, that's a tough one. That I was ready for that one to, I'm more clear in my thoughts. I come across to people to, whatever I need to say, it comes out clear. Yeah, there's so many values in this business that, you know, I think, like I said before, is, learning social media, and again, that goes back into the confidence area, taking a risk, and that's in anything, right? So I agree with Dana. It's really, I used to look at things like, do I have my lipstick on? Do I not have it on, or whatever? And now it's me. Like I'm me. That's
So you're loving, basically, we learn to love ourselves even more,
very
right?
good. Yes,
Care
yes.
about others less, which is
And I
great.
still have my lipstick on, right? But that's only, I do it for me, not so much of being worried if I have it or not.
Now, Dana, have this confidence in any way impacted your personal life or your IT professional life?
Oh, I'm sure it is, right? I always confident on my job because I've been doing it for so long. But I feel like now I'm more outspoken and not so much like careful of measuring everything. I feel like, but maybe it's also because I have the business that if something happened, hey, I kind of have that that plan B in place there going. So maybe that's part of it too. But I think it's also you become what you practice, what you do every day, right? And doing this through my business, I'm pretty sure like it's happening. It's there for my work and for like the people around me. It's just like I I just take it as a lens that it's just me, right? It becomes part of who you are. But
Who you
looking
are.
back, I can see how I changed without even realizing or without putting effort, right? I didn't have it like, hey, I need to become more confident. I need to do this. You
It
just,
just grows. Yeah, it's like a muscle. You practice, and
yep,
without knowing, it just grows. We brush our teeth every day, not knowing what's happening to the teeth. There's no difference between yesterday and today,
yeah.
but it just keeps the gum stronger by doing it every day. If I were to ask you, Dana, it's hard to think when Dana is 90 years old. What do you think 90 years old Dana will look back and thank Dana of 2025? What do you think they should do, or you do now, that your future self will thank you?
Yeah. I think definitely will be for being bold enough to start doing this.
Business.
Maybe she'll also tell me like, hey, you should have started sooner. But for not playing it small, right? For deciding that yes, now it's my time and I do it regardless of what people around me are saying, and some of them are still saying it. It's like, hey, you went through, you decided that, and I'm actually pretty stubborn. Once I decide something, it's hard to change me, no matter. My husband knows that. It's like, okay, you put your mind to it, no one will change you. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I think my 90-year-old will say, hey, it's good that you took that decision and you didn't give up. And I hope that when she'll have a lot to be thankful for, right? So my 90-year-old will be exactly where she wanted to be. I know that.
100%. Thank you. That's inspiring. Elena, if you were to think, is there anything you feel you wish you knew 20 years before?
Well, you know the old saying, I wish I knew then what I know now. Right? Yeah, it's kind of a tough.
If one thing, it's a tough question. There's a lot of things, but does anything come to mind where you think, if I knew this before, like the kids know now, or you know now?
Yeah. I guess I could go back to, again, social media has been around since 85, 87, something like that. I mean, the internet. So if I knew then more than what I know now, I'd probably be in a different position, Maybe I would have taken the IT job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. And if you, Dana, if you were to think, because we always come back and we think, I should have done this or I shouldn't have done this. Is there anything professionally or personally, whether it's a business or your job, that you would like to correct, or you would like to have an advice for people? Correcting yourself means you're advising people.
Yeah, well, I think it's what I said. My 90 years old will tell me that's what I would tell my, I don't know, 20 years. It's like the salary or the security from the salary is still an illusion. It's not freedom, no matter how big the salary is. And don't wait to know everything to be perfect. Just go now and start now, today, something new. Don't wait until you think you have it figured out, because let me tell you, 40 years from now, you'll still not have it figured out. So just go and do it right now, because this is the best time to start. That, like, it wasn't always in my mind to start something or to do something, but it was still there. But I always like, yeah, I'm not now. It's not now the time. It's not now the time. And guess what? Like 20 years later, it's still not the time, but I still did it. So I wish I would have done that 20 years ago. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's true. Like, there is never a perfect time, right? The time is now. That's basically it. Elena, if you were to meet a semi-retired or even a retired person, do you think they can do this business, or will you even recommend? And if so, why?
Oh, goodness. Yes, I would. I'm always recommending it to elderlies, because they need to keep their mind fresh. Learning is what keeps the brain going. It's using that side of your brain, the muscles. And I'm surprised that there are even a lot of elderlies that love to tinker with their iPad, or they call it the tablet. So, and I encourage them, it won't hurt you a few more bucks, right? Because their pension doesn't take them very far either. And a lot of them are apt to it, right? So I do encourage it. Yeah.
Thank you. And Dana, being in IT, there are a lot of IT people. IT pays a lot of money. We all know that, right? And we know that you're so successful. And just share the feeling when you see your business income is surpassing your IT income, which does often. Does your hubby jump? Does kids jump?
Exactly. It's still unbelievable, right? And it's still, you like, it's hard when you hear it from others. You see it black and white and you still cannot believe it, because you know what? I did go to university, I study hard, and then I worked for how many years to grow in my job, right? And you kind of, I teach my kids the same, right? To school, go to school, get the job, and then it's like, and then you can find a business, or you work a couple of years, hours here, there. Yeah, you put the effort, right? But you don't put like 5 years in university and then 20 years to get there. So of course, it's unbelievable, but that's the world we live in. And if you are not in the trend with it, in the sense like if you are not up to it, if you are not part of it, then you are missing a big part, and you are still stuck in that old routine where, you know, money is not enough, jobs are not enough, and you still, you know, trade your time, which is less and less, for the money, which are less and less.
Absolutely. And the only way to go to that Toscana beach and enjoy life is having that extra freedom. I think most people, when they think of retirement, and that's what I thought, when retirement means job is done, you have kids and grandkids, and you just have time. But then because your salary reduces, your pension is reduced, you cannot do so much when you're retired. But that's not retirement. Now I feel retirement is freedom of time and freedom of money. So it's a lifestyle. Retirement technically is a lifestyle. All these people now, they say, I'm retired at 30, I'm retired at 35. Basically, they're enjoying their lifestyle, and that's where we are. And I think our planning, our education system didn't prepare us, but we are still not that late. We all three ladies are in the right path, and maybe together we'll go to Toscana, right, Alina?
That'd be awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for joining my live today. I'm pretty sure some people will get some inspiration, especially having a second source of income without leaving their job, or people who are at home looking for a second source of income without going out of their home. And it's a living proof that me and Dana, we work full time, and we also do the business successfully. Elena is semi-retired. She's also doing successfully. We are all different age. Age is not a barrier. Language is not a barrier. Skin color, race, gender, nothing is a barrier when you're on social media. And if you're not confident, that's how you become confident. Just start. Reach out to anybody that you resonate with. We are all here to help. And again, I want to remind, this is not a team effort. It's an individual business. We don't have any financial ties. I know here it looks like a triangle, two people on top, one here, but our income doesn't come in either a triangle or a pyramid, right? We are individual business owners, everything online, global, and beautiful. My biggest take from this business, more than my income, is just knowing you guys, being friends with you guys. Where would I have got Alina if I was not in this business, or Dana if I was not in this business? So that's a wonderful thing. Any parting words before we close, Alina, for our audience?
I'm going to use the Tuscany metaphor. Just dip your toes in the water. Start.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Dana?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like following Elena's thought is like jump and you'll learn how to fly. I love that, right?
Oh, love
You'll
it.
figure it out on the way down. Don't be
100%.
afraid.
As you said, I was just visualizing when people come with a parachute, they have the parachute, but you don't know it's going to open or not, right? You just jump with the trust that it's going to work, and then you fly, right? So wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. I know, Elena, you're on a car, probably just waiting to hit the gas as soon as this is done. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and have a wonderful weekend, ladies.
Ciao.
Thank you, Țățălă.
Bye.